Hey there everyone, Jordan Sather here on April 26, 2018. Aside from the fact that somebody's been trying to reset my Twitter password like 20 times over the past day, I'm doing fantastic, hope you are as well. And in this particular video, we're just going to talk Q, all the drops over the last day. We'll talk a little Kanye, talk a little political corruption, of course, as per usual, and then got some news on the JFK files front as well, and then a really interesting development in 9/11, the search for the truth on 9/11. But anyway, let's begin here talking about a new app. So before I get into Q's post, I want to talk to you about this new app I found called Q Drops, and it's freaking the most convenient thing in the world. Let me tell you, it's only $1. So if you want to pay $1 for it, you basically get an app that alerts you every single time Q makes a post. And you can go back through all the posts, read them, search through them. It's freaking awesome. I'm actually surprised it took somebody this long to come out with something like this, but I'm glad it is. Props to them. And you can see somebody even right here reviewing it said, "Thanks, Jordan Sather." I posted this on my Facebook and Twitter yesterday. So thank you for getting the word out. And now let's talk about Q's posts right here. Really over the last day, there's been a few. So we'll begin with this one. Post 1261, the first one on April 25th. It says they feel threatened. This is about us. We are being set up and targeted, DDoS, which means a denial of service. That is a kind of cyber warfare tactic where you can activate multiple servers to basically all go to the same website at once and make it look like there's a bunch of traffic going, and then it takes down that website. So I would imagine this means that that's been going on with 8chan. They're trying to take it down. All for a conspiracy LARP. Good question right there. It's not even a question, it's a statement. And then Q posts this article, and it's very similar to what I was discussing yesterday in one of the articles I showed, where they're trying to pin this Toronto attack. They're saying that, this Toronto, the guy that allegedly did it hates the Illuminati and is a frequent user of 4chan and all this stuff. So they're trying to paint, like I said yesterday, all these conspiracy theorists as being deranged and crazy and whatnot. It's ridiculous. Now Q is saying their new strategy is going to promise jobs and money to everyone because they're so desperate and nervous. And then up here, next few posts, Q says, politics, same for Merkel, think movie, and think logically, attack the world. Are the people of France to blame, or are the ruling class, the leaders and controllers, to blame? Good one right there. Apply leverage strategically, one by one, unity, rise of the people, WW meaning worldwide. And this is a great picture. Check this out. Do you know #QAnon, the Great Awakening? Wouldn't it be great? Let's all go do this all over our neighborhoods. This is giving me some ideas of what to do when I get back home. As you can see, I'm in a hotel room right now on the road. But yeah, let's just do that everywhere. Q says the world is connected, all or nothing. There's the pluses. Many people believe signify the families, the ruling bloodline families. So all or nothing, the world is connected with the Rothschilds, the Saudis, and George Soros. There's tentacles all over the world. Trust the plan. We get massive amounts of Q thank you letters from around the world every single day because the world is watching. And then right here, it says, we go through a couple long ones. We knew this day would come. We knew people would need a guide. We all have a part to play. We knew Flynn would be challenged. Part of the plan, Flynn Jr. recently said he did not lie to the vice president. Timing, plan, signal sent. White House position. A lot of people thinking the White House is now clean. No leaks coming out of there. Moves and countermoves. Roll outside of the White House. Lost house. Funds for legal beat up. You are watching a ... A movie? Interesting. What is right? What is wrong? Up is down. Left is right. Left is left. White House position, rapid changes going on. Why? Well, of course, they need to clean it out so nobody is there as a mole. And then it says CIA to Secretary of State in regards to now Mike Pompeo being approved as Secretary of State. North Korea, Iran, Russia, China, Mexico, all across the world. So, and I would imagine it's relevant because the CIA, they're blackmailing or have their puppets all around the world. So now that we have what Pompeo is Secretary of State, he can go around and actually talk to these heads of state and let them know that they're working to cut the strings. Happened in North Korea. We're working on Iran and, of course, the rest of the world. And then some other things in Q's post. Let's go on to the next one. Here he's just letting people know that WW goes worldwide. And then, did you know? Quiet. Army Lieutenant General Paul Nakasone. Good. It's quiet because there's no leaks coming out of the White House now, since all of that's been plugged up. And this guy is the new head of the NSA, which is really interesting. I'm wondering what role he's going to play, and I've seen some people say that the NSA is going to be much more controlled and actually become a more open part of our government, which, all part of the plan, maybe. Q then saying here, shouting, if you will, all in capital, "Are you awake? Do you see all the corruption, all the propaganda going on?" Basically just kind of a lot of rhetorical questions here, as they all usually are, but saying it's all right in front of you. And looking at this post, you can just imagine how these people feel behind the scenes, just wanting you and I to get it, wanting everybody to get it. With them on their level, I don't know, they just want so bad for people to wake the heck up. And Anon posting Sarah Carter's tweet right here about the FBI text messages we're waiting, which I believe are now in Congress's hands as I film this video at least. And then Q saying, "Happened, not public. They're debating on how to handle it and buying time." But like I said, those texts have now been delivered to Congress. And that is per a Sarah Carter tweet that I saw, and she was referencing something that she heard on Hannity's radio show. But anyway, down the grapevine, they're out now, and we're just waiting, at least the public's waiting to read them. And then Q is referencing his own post here. "Happened, not public. They're debating how to handle it." And note 187, note murder. So I wonder, and as a past Q post has said that, right here, right in front of me, and there's an 1111 there. What would happen if texts originating from an FBI agent, several internal texts, discuss the assassination possibility of the president? Boom, and that's exactly what he's referencing. And then next posts, what happens to the special counsel? Rudy met with Mueller today. Interesting. Rudy Giuliani. Coincidence connect. Public announcement, end of president's investigation to continue with other investigations, because we know there's investigations already going on into the Clinton Foundation, Department of all kinds of investigations, I'm sure, and that's all setting the stage. We have it all. Welcome to the White House. Someone, obviously probably a troll or a shill, saying, "Is Q retarded? The Nazi and Antifa flags are completely different." Obviously, they're not. Same thing. And the very last post from just today says, "Interesting theory. It's nice when you can work in peace," saying that Jeff Sessions is actually playing 4D chess. Q linking to an article here. Then hashtag release the texts with no redactions. So that's all we have by way of Q over the last day. Now let's get on to talking about a few other things. Let's talk about Kanye. I can't stop talking about Kanye. His texts over the last few days have been nuts. And just over the last day, we're going to go over Kanye's texts just like we go over Q posts here. I don't know which ones I'm waiting for more that come out, but his tweets, look at this. "Obama was in office for 8 years and nothing in Chicago changed." It's coming from Kanye, folks. That's crazy. Kanye West being retweeted by the president. Kanye, and I want to get up to some of the recent ones. Check this out. John Legend is basically asking him to reconsider aligning yourself with Trump. Here it is. "You're way too powerful and influential to endorse who he is and what he stands for." But Kanye shuts him down, says, "I love you, John. I appreciate your thoughts, but you bringing up my fans or my legacy is a tactic based on fear used to manipulate my free thought." That's awesome. Wow, Kanye basically standing up to John Legend. And if you know anything about John Legend's political alignings, he's a huge Hillary supporter. And if you remember his spat with him and Chrissy Teigen spat with Liz Crokin a few months ago, showing their true colors. But Kanye here, man, that's awesome. It's just, I can't. It's crazy. Looking at all these tweets coming from Kanye. Wouldn't have thunk. And he is getting raked over the coals, of course, in the mainstream media. People are calling him crazy, going off. I mean, even his own, his own wife, Kim Kardashian, was coming to Kanye's defense, which was actually really cool to see. It's basically causing a meltdown everywhere. And then even, check this out, Chance the Rapper, black people don't have to be Democrats. Wow. Great awakening in action. And this is great because we have the Hollywood stars starting to get in on it, which means this whole thing is going to be taken to another level because, of course, people, they follow the stars. So the fact that some people are beginning to speak out, it's very good news. Then right here on Zero Hedge, let's talk about the DOJ. Very pissed off Obama Department of Justice official made a dramatic call to McCabe to quash the Clinton probe. And Zero Hedge is saying right here that a dude named Matthew Axelrod actually called Andrew McCabe, who's to basically get the FBI to stop pursuing the Clinton Foundation when the Justice Department considered the case dormant. So this guy, the DOJ called Clinton investigation off. Axelrod thought the FBI was still investigating Clinton, called him up to get him to stop. And that is now open source information, obvious politicization. I can never say that word. Politicizing within the three-letter agencies. And I would imagine this is why Trump is saying that the hands-off approach to the DOJ could change. Because, of course, the DOJ is completely infiltrated. The FBI is starting to get cleansed. We're working through the FBI, but the DOJ is next. And once the FBI and the DOJ get cleansed, then we can be making some real headway into this whole storm disclosure, exposing the deep state, if you will, because how are we going to arrest them if the people that do the arresting are compromised? So we got to get those compromised people out of the FBI and DOJ so we have some honest people who are going to do the arresting. That's why. Then out of Fox News here, look at this. Straight out of James Bond, reporter explains new details in Dem IT staffer scandal. So the Awan case, this is in regards to the Awan case. Imran Awan, the IT aide of former DNC chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz, or should we say Wendy Schultz, took a laptop with him in 2017 after being banned from House Computer Network for unauthorized access and not going away anytime soon. And that's for very good reason. So this story still continuously getting information put out there about it. And in regards to Iran now, let's talk about that because Q's saying, of course, Iran is next. And there's some pushback from some Iranian officials. So Iranian naval commander threatens to sink U.S. ships, create catastrophic situation if Trump kills deal. Is this is this a surprise necessarily? You're just really beginning to see who's for it and who's against it. Those that are shouting the loudest have the most skeletons in their closet or have something to hide. I'd imagine this guy, blackmailed, complicit, who knows, but not on the plan. He's not trusting the plan from Iran. And then check this out. Gold leaving U.S. vaults, signs of upcoming currency war and armed conflict. So this report talking about how gold is being taken out of the U.S., this instance here with Turkey. The Turkish government repossessed all of their gold on April 19th, 2018. Over 220 tons they took back. And a lot of this is beginning to happen as well. This has been going on with Russia as well. A lot of these countries are beginning to take their gold back. So, I mean, we're really coming to a head here, not only in regards to, when is that reevaluation going to happen, which a lot of people are asking, but also going back onto a gold standard, but any potential economic downswings, upswings, turbulence, I want to say. So I'm hoping nothing bad happens. I'm hoping it's a very easy shift, but have yourself ready just in case it's not, Food and water on hand, always a good idea. Now I just want to take a minute here to mention a sponsor of this channel, Noble Gold, at noblegoldinvestments.com. You can go to their website or call them up. These guys will help protect your IRAs, protect your investments with gold and silver. So it's always a good idea, especially to stock yourself up with precious metals, because not only do you get better investments, but just in case anything happens with our economy, you'll be safe. So go check Noble Gold out. Now, last few things I want to mention to you guys. This article from TruthDig, written by Lee Camp. I like that guy. I like some of his work. But anyway, it's talking about Wall Street admitting curing diseases is bad for business. And he writes in here that Goldman Sachs is openly saying in financial reports that curing people of terrible diseases is not good for business. Truth in plain sight. There's really not much more I have to say about that. That's pretty obvious. There's no money in a dead person. There's no money in a healthy person. There's only money in people that are sick coming back for more and more very expensive drugs with very ridiculous profit margins every single month. So if you can get somebody to pay $500,000 a month for their meds every month, that's where the money is. That's why Big Pharma profits over $1 trillion a year. But now Goldman Sachs is admitting it. It's crazy. Crazy world we live in. Let's talk about those JFK docs. So archives.gov, as I mentioned yesterday, we actually have more JFK docs coming. Well, many of them have been released in accordance, right here it's saying, with President Trump's direction on October 26, 2017. The National Archives today posted over 19,000 documents subject to President John F. Kennedy's Assassination Records Collection Act of 92. So it only took them, 26 years to get this out? Not bad, I guess, for government at least. But we got 19,000 more. I haven't, of course, poured through them. It's a lot to do, and I'm just one person. But I have seen somebody notice a couple interesting things in these documents. One of them, somebody sent me a screenshot, and it said that there was like 30 to 40 CIA agents in Dallas at the time of JFK's death. And that was on one of the documents. So I can just imagine what else is in here. And I'm very excited to see what comes out of it. And I think a lot of stuff will. More and more exposing pieces of data. Not outrightly saying that this was a deep state job, but I think there's going to be a lot of hints that allude to it. A lot of crumbs are now being put out into the public domain. But I found this interesting. So Trump is actually delaying the release of some of these JFK files until 2021 for about 3 more years, bowing to national security concerns. And I would imagine, just when looking at this is probably a certain part of the plan. And I mean that by, the idea was to release all the JFK files they could that wouldn't mess up the plan going on right now, of course. And I'm just thinking that the rest of the files were kept secret because there's probably some stuff in there that's either, too intense for the public at this time. Maybe it would mess up the plan going on. I don't know. I think there's some strategic reason to this, but I did find that pretty interesting that he would do that. And now the very last thing that I want to show you guys here comes from the Free Thought Project. I like this website most of the time. I'm a fan of the Free Thought Project, but it says right here, citing, quote, conclusive evidence of explosives, families of victims file petition to reopen 9/11 investigation. And what's going on is that there's a nonprofit called the Lawyers Committee for 9/11 Inquiry. It's a group representing the families of 9/11 victims, it says here, and they filed a petition with the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York to push for an investigation into the crimes of 9/11. The committee states they have conclusive evidence, and it essentially says that the original, official 9/11 Commission report was set up to fail, and these guys are looking for another official investigation. And they've actually gone to the Southern District of New York to do it. They've filed a 52-page petition, which is accompanied by 57 exhibits. Federal statute requires the U.S. DOJ to review the evidence with a special grand jury. Heck, I think more eyes need to be on this. I'll be sharing this on my Twitter and Facebook after this and everything, because if we can get enough public pressure to get this moving, that would be fantastic. With the 9/11 issue, that topic, it was the red pill moment for quite a few people. A lot of people, at least in the generation above me, say that was their moment where they really scratched their heads and thought there was something else going on. And I mean, if your brain's working, how does it not, How does 2 planes take down 3 towers at free fall speed? And why were there so much witness testimony of explosives and all kinds of stuff? And why do we get, the video of 1,000-foot concrete spires just being dustified. There's got to be explosive directed energy weapons, just a bunch of stuff that we haven't been told about 9/11. And of course, the circumstantial things going on around that. Why did the day before 9/11 Donald Rumsfeld admit that $2 trillion was missing from the Pentagon? Basic questions that I would like answered. But anyway, hopefully we can get those answered with this. And that's all for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll be checking in again soon, as much as I can, while I'm here in the Bay Area, kind of on the move here in this hotel room, but still be doing these videos, and I'll try to do another one later today. If not, it'll be tomorrow.